Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another D&D storytelling adventure episode. Whatever, I don't know what episode it is because I haven't paid attention too much. I'll just make the videos. Anyways, you came here for the D&D of where our adventure last left off, which was in the Nine Hells fighting who used to be King Anaris, whose soul was taken by Zigmorius, who is a demon released by Raven, our gnome wizard, also known as Andy, and Beefy McGeesters. Anyhow, the group's still in the Nine Hells, fighting Anaris. Eventually, they did beat Anaris after some difficulties. Anaris was a lot tougher than expected, but they did manage to defeat him. Defeating him granted them access to Alistair and free access out. I think it was Alistair. Yeah. So they have Alistair, they have Anaris' soul back, and they have free passage out of the Nine Hells. But they wanted more. They wanted to save the blue dragonborn in there, who's known as RJ. But they had to defeat the lava dragon for that. However, they had a quick discussion about what they should do about Cinder, the magma elemental mage, because she still has the shard, and they need that shard. They decided to wait and maybe attack her after the dragon fight. So they slept. Alistair, even though being won over by the group, still stayed with Cinder for that night, for unknown reasons. Blair not being too happy about that being her lover. They woke up the next morning to fight the lava dragon. The lava dragon was a pretty tough fight. Waven, the gnome, died during the fight. However, the dragon was defeated after a very, very difficult battle. But Raven was revived. The deal was that if they win the fight, their souls will not be taken, even if one of them dies. After killing the dragon, as Cinder approached them, Oberon saw inside the dragon something, or Blair saw something inside the dragon that looked a little weird. Oberon wanting the essence of this dragon, so he can make his quote-unquote nuke. Went inside the dragon as Cinder was approaching and found an egg that looked completely made of fire, so he quickly shrunk it, because it was bigger than him, and kept it hidden away from Cinder as he exited it out of the dragon. Gilmore started talking telepathically to Blair, asking if we should attack Cinder or not. They decided it probably wouldn't be a good idea, considering we did fall a lot during this battle, and we are pretty weak and may die. So the group got RJ, the blue dragonborn, and all of them plane shifted out of out of the Nine Hells as the lava dragon dispersed. Cinder being furious, saying that this essence of her dragon has been stolen and it's not bringing her dragon back, so she was not happy as Oberon flipped her off with a smile as they plane shifted out into Stormwind. Anaris, however, did lose his memory during the revival process. After they plane shifted back to Stormwind, he was brought back. Everything seemed intact, just his memory was lost. They quickly went inside the castle, where a beautiful reuniting of Yennefer and Anaris and Alistair, once again a family. Anaris, upon hugging Yennefer, did regain his memories back. It was a beautiful moment for a king to be returned, as well as meeting with his queen for the first time in 46 years. Raven wanted to go see Finnegan, of course, but had to go to Vanola's first, so he could heal up. Oberon went straight to Finnegan's to check out this new egg. Heading off to Finnegan's, Finnegan did a little research on it, checking that this is a phoenix's egg. Oberon's backstory, when he burned down his whole village, basically he did see a phoenix basically in the sky. Excuse me, I burped. But this seemed to be his phoenix, and the phoenix, upon hatching, burped out the essence of the lava dragon, where Finnegan and Oberon stayed for an entire night making their nuke, which does I think it does 10d10 fire damage and 10d10 radiant damage in a 200-foot radius. However, the casting range is 30 feet. It ignores resistance and invincibilities, or immunities, sorry. So essentially Oberon would have to cast this on itself as well, but it does a lot of damage. Essentially it could do 200 damage if you get all perfect rolls, but the likely chance of that are really low. But you know, it's stuff like cool. But that's what they did. Wherein and RJ went to the Cathedral of Pelor, where Vernola was reunited with her husband RJ. Vernola was quite happy. RJ was really thankful, and they were just happy to be back in Stormwind. The group did their each own little thing that night, or the rest of the day. They did drink quite a bit. However, for once in a while, the kingdom was in a good state. I mean, the queen is back, the king is back. It was a good time. The next day, Blair and Alistair woke out of Blair's bed. Alistair stayed over, and Alistair made his way to the kingdom. Raven wanted to go see Finnegan, his lover. However, upon leaving, there seemed to be no one in the city. It looked to be completely vacant, and they were a little confused as Raven made his way to Finnegan's, seeing Oberon and Finnegan both passed out with a interesting fire soaring through Oberon's body. Decided to go exploring and see what the hell's going on, as they made their way to get Blair, then to return to to head to the castle, where they seen the whole population of Stormwind, including some interesting people, being a whole army of Dragonborn, as well a bunch of Night Elves, Blood Elves, Draenei, and I think that's it for all they gathered during their treaties. The king and queen were sitting upon the throne, RJ next to the queen and Alistair next to the king. They were giving a speech about how they were going to send off armies, each group, to go take down elemental mages to retrieve the shards. The only one who has fallen is Shadow. So the Shadowfell has been destroyed, and the portals of the Shadowfell are opening up. Upon destroying these elemental mages, it seems the planes are opening. So when they defeat Magma, or Cinder, sorry, portals of the Nine Hell will start opening. When they defeat, the elemental mages, the plane of air, plane of fire, water, portals will start opening up in the material plane, and essentially the whole state of the material plane will go into limbo until essentially the heroes, being Blair, Oberon, Raven, Renzo, when he returns, will have to travel into the void to defeat the Void Dragon once more and return Pelor's Light to its original state to stop this limbo stage from happening. They decided to wait. However, Blair wanted to, upon their time of, having some time where they're going off killing these elemental mages and trying to different planes of existence, Blair wanted to go into the abyss to find her family, she did receive information from Yennefer saying where her family is located, which I currently don't remember because I don't have the book with me. But they have to defeat one of the. They were taken captive by this, I think, Duke of one of the layers. I can't remember. I don't have the folder. I don't have the book. I'm sorry. But yeah. So next journey, Renzor will be joining us. So we get to see where Renzor has been all this time. And there is something that Renzor has yet to find out that I can't tell you guys because Renzor watches these videos. I think he does. I know he watched a couple. But there's something waiting for him when he returns. However, since he's returning, we will get Renzor back, and we can continue, or he can join us now in this near or coming to an end campaign. So that's exciting. The next campaign, of course, I'm not going to be dealing, so I can't do these storytellings anymore. However, Andy, or not RJ, Raven, Beefy McBeasters, is going to be our next DM. So what he's planning on doing is we're doing something like a podcast, where we're going to have there's going to be I don't know if there's going to be video, but there's going to be us talking and playing how we normally do. It's just, it's not going to be like a storytelling. It's just going to be right there happening, like a podcast, which is what I wanted to do. But I might do that next time. We're going to get up cameras at some point. There's a bug. We're eventually going to get cameras. Go away, bug! We're eventually going to get cameras to set up so you can actually see all of us and do something like Critical Role, because that's what we always want to do. That's how we get inspired. We're all excited to play. We actually have a healer, which I'm super excited for. O'Brien is going to be a healer monk, which is kind of a custom class he created, merging two classes together, which is it's really nice just to have a healer. I'm going to be a rogue, which I'm excited for, which I'm going to eventually multi-class into a ranger. And I have a really cool backstory that I'll have to explain at some point that I came up with when I was just sitting at my computer bored as hell, just what could I do to make an interesting character? So I created something really cool. And then Blair, or Sierra, is being she's an interesting one. We were thinking about her character, what she wants to be, and she wanted to be, something different, something really different. So she's I think she's a moon elf, but that's her human form. She's a moon elf blood hunter, I think it is. It's a class that Critical Role created, or Matt Mercer created. That's really cool with all these interesting curses and stuff. But originally, I think how her backstory is going, we're not exactly sure. We're still coming up with it. She used to be a deity. She used to be the Raven Queen, and she still is. And she's in her human form, but something happened to her, and she's now again walking the earth. And I think she's still debating and talking with the DM if a deity may have cursed her, kicked her out of this and everything like that. And it may it's going to affect the world greatly, being the Raven Queen being this deity that she's that person that the boundary between living and death, that little in between, she's that person. So I'm getting the vibe that's going to be like a Dark Souls kind of vibe, where you can't die, you just get more hollowed or something like that. Andy says he has some pretty good ideas, which I'm excited for, to be honest. I'm excited to be a player again and play this rogue that I'm super excited just to be a player again. And my rogue, I just love his backstory. I absolutely do. And basically I can sum it up for you guys, because I want to say it in English and I want you guys to know it because I'm excited. Basically, I'm a half-elf rogue who lived in Elven City with his mother. My father disappeared shortly after I was born. And I was just an average half-elf. I just did as everything, all the normal kids did. Just eventually when I got older, I got a job, working outside the capital, working in a farm. However, one night when I was heading home, I saw an elven woman, or an elven girl, female, sitting on in a barrel with a table in front of her with a set of dice in her hands. As I was walking by her, as the moonlight was kind of shining down on her, she asked me if I wanted to play. If she wins, I have to come with her. If I lose, well, we'll decide that when it happens. So I was a little confused. I never played dice, and I don't know what she meant by "you come with me." I thought I'ma die, but I did anyway. Something drew me to it. She was cute. It's probably what drew me to it. My boy's urge, So we played dice. Of course, I lost because I don't know how to play dice. And she laughed in a really sinister way. And she took my hand and led me into this darkness of becoming a rogue, where the two of us began to steal and just learn all kinds of interesting tricks. We became thieves, and really good thieves at it. We did that for a while. Eventually, we became lovers. Sorry. And the two of us, eventually after meeting, introducing her to my mother, because, a polite gentleman introduces his woman to his mother, even if they steal a lot. That's another point. We decided to head out of the elven capital to find our own little house and to steal from more bigger places. One sec. Anyhow, I don't remember what I was talking about. Sorry, I had to do a quick interruption because I heard someone walking down the stairs, and of course I knew they were going to talk to me, which was my brother. Yeah, after I remember where I left off, we left the elven capital. We found a nice little house in the woods, like a nice little cabin. Of course, it was a little broken down at first, but sorry, that was my dog. With all the gold and stuff we stole, managed to sell it. We made a lot of money, so we made this cabin into a home that's for us, more home-like. Dog, why are you so loud? Quit it. Anyhow, I'm talking to you. Hey. Quit it. Hi, how you doing? Anyhow, we began to head to different cities and kingdoms and, small towns to steal from them. We were just living the life. This happened for quite a bit of years until traveling once we found a nice little ruins that looked really mysterious, and we really wanted to hold on. Get out of here. Better, he was loud. Anyhow, the ruins we went into down these dark gray stone bricks with moss seeping through, barely any sunlight seeping into these ruins. As we reached the bottom, we seen a little stone table with a bunch of runes into it, and on the wall in front of the stone table was a purple triangle with 3 yellow teardrops in it. My lover, Elora, quickly went up to the table as I looked around, investigating for any traps, just to be safe. And as I was looking around, I heard a scream. As I turned and looked at her, I seen that these runes, this yellow gas was flying into her mouth as she was hovering. I quickly ran over to her as I watched her age from this young, being 20-something, young 20s elven woman to almost 160 years of the maximum elven age. Um, she got she got really old, wrinkly, and she looked bad. And she was coughing, she was spitting out blood, and I didn't know what happened. So my first instinct was to take her back home, take her to the Elven capital for where we met, and I took her to the main cathedral of clerics, and asked them if they could do anything, as they made me leave the cathedral so they can work on her. And after a while they came to me and said she has been cursed by a deity named of Talona, the deity of, I think, disease and poison that is not curable. So I was in a state of panic and I didn't know what to do, so I took her back home to my mother's house and kept her in my old bedroom while I set out to look for potions. And get away! I smacked you! Ah! As I went to go, sorry, I hit the net or bug thing. I don't know what it was. As I got potions, I got herbs and anything that may be able to cure this disease. However, nothing worked. Some seemed to, stop the agonizing pain for a little bit. We never seemed to solve it. One night, I got just furious. The stress was getting to me, and I screamed at this deity named Talona, saying to fix it, to take me instead, do anything just to relieve over this pain. As I went back to her room, as I was laying down, she was asleep for one of the first times. She was actually sleeping peacefully and not in pain. As I laid there in the darkness right beside her, a figure stepped out of the shadows, and I quickly, drew my knife towards her, being an instinct. She appeared to be this beautiful, stunning woman who was not dressed at all. The woman spoke to me saying, "You wish to trade your life for hers," and she kind of laughed, and I told her anything, just to help. And the deity came up to me, taking my knife, and drew a triangle with 3 teardrops in the back of my shoulder. As she laughed sinisterly, saying, "She won't die, but the agonizing pain and suffering will remain." And she laughed, saying, "There is a cure, but I'll never find it." And she left. So basically, my character is put in this position where I'm the only thing that's keeping her alive. She's going to remain in this suffering and this agonizing pain because of me. And my character realized, oh crap, what did I just do? Is this really the best option to keep her alive, or to keep her in pain, or just I don't know what to do. So I kept on looking for potions and anything that may be able to help. Eventually, we ran out of money, so I had to pick up being a hired killer and killing people for large sums of money to see if I can do anything to help. And I just became a person who I never thought I would be. And eventually, it came to the point where I left home. I left my mother. I left Laura, my lover, as I headed off to look for anything that may be able to help to eventually find a cure and to free us from this deity, free not just her but myself as well. And that's my whole character's backstory. That's why he's traveling, that's why he's out there. It's pretty cool. I'm really excited. But thank you guys very much for watching this. I know it was probably going to be a short episode, but I wanted to talk about my character. So thank you guys very much for listening. I'll see you guys on the next episode. And yeah, bye bye.